Did you know that the IRS, or the CRA, is likely the largest heir to your retirement account? You've spent 30 or 40 years working hard, saving every penny and following the rules. You were told that your 401k or your RRSP was your ticket to freedom. But there is a cold, hard truth that most financial advisors aren't telling you until it's too late. Your retirement account is essentially a joint bank account with the government, and they get to decide when and how much they take. For many of you in the US and Canada, as much as 30 to 40% of your hard-earned wealth is currently scheduled to disappear the moment you start withdrawing it. This is what I call tax leakage. It is a silent, invisible drain on your lifestyle, your medical care, and the legacy you want to leave for your children. But what if I told you that taxes aren't a life sentence, but a geographical choice? What if there was a legal way to plug those holes and reclaim 15 to 20% of your income back from the taxman? Today, I am going to reveal the world of personal financial arbitrage. We are going to look at the hidden pipes of the tax system that the wealthy use to protect their millions. I'm going to show you exactly how to stop being a victim of your zip code and start living the life you actually paid for. The hidden tax traps of 2025. Most people believe that once they stop working, their tax bill naturally goes down. In reality, the system is designed to do the exact opposite. When you begin taking distributions from your retirement funds, that money is often taxed as ordinary income at the highest possible rates. If you live in a high-tax state like California or a province like Ontario, you are being hit from both sides. You are paying for services you might not even use anymore, while your purchasing power is being eaten away by inflation. And if you have investments outside of your retirement accounts, you are likely facing double taxation on your international dividends. It is a tax trap that keeps you on a fixed budget while the cost of living continues to soar. You feel the pressure every time you look at your bank statement. The feeling that no matter how much you saved, it might not be enough to last another 20 or 30 years. I understand that fear because I see it every day in people who did everything right, but are still losing the battle against the bureaucracy. But the good news is that the laws that create these traps also provide the exits. The arbitrage blueprint. Tax arbitrage is simply the act of taking advantage of the difference in tax rates between two different locations. It is not about hiding money or doing anything illegal. It is about moving your tax home to a place that respects your wealth more than your current government does. The first pillar of this strategy is the tax treaty advantage. The United States and Canada have signed treaties with dozens of countries specifically to prevent double taxation. For example, countries like Panama or Mexico have specific programs designed to attract retirees by offering massive tax breaks on foreign income. Under these treaties, you can often reduce the withholding tax on your dividends and interest from 30% down to 15 or even 0. That is an immediate 15% raise for doing nothing more than changing your mailing address. The second pillar is the 183-day rule. In the eyes of the law, you are generally considered a tax resident of the place where you spend more than half the year. By strategically spending a few months in a tax-friendly jurisdiction, you can often shift your primary tax liability. Now, for my fellow Americans, I know what you're thinking. The US taxes me no matter where I live. That is true, but there is a powerful tool called the Foreign Tax Credit, or the FTC. When you use the FTC correctly, every dollar you pay to a foreign country with a lower tax rate can be used to offset your US tax bill. And if you are still doing some consulting or remote work in your retirement, the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion can allow you to earn over $120,000 completely tax-free. Think about what that would do for your retirement bucket. Instead of a bucket full of holes, you suddenly have a sealed container that grows every single month. The 15% Reclaim Roadmap. Let's look at how this works in the real world. Imagine a retired couple in Canada who is tired of the cold winters and the high cost of living. By spending 6 months and 1 day in a country like Panama under their pensionado program, they can significantly lower their tax bracket. They aren't just saving on taxes, they are also taking advantage of cost of living arbitrage. In these locations, a luxury lifestyle that costs $10,000 a month in Toronto or Vancouver might only cost $3,000. That leaves an extra $7,000 every month. That is money that can go toward better healthcare, travel, or a larger inheritance for the grandkids. Another secret weapon is qualified dividends. Many retirees don't realize that if you structure your portfolio correctly within a tax-friendly jurisdiction, your investment income can be taxed at a much lower rate than your pension. It's about moving from high-tax income to low-tax wealth. This is the roadmap to a 15% reclaim. Step 1 is a tax leakage audit. You need to see exactly where your money is going. Step 2 is identifying your arbitrage destination. Where does your specific type of income get treated the best? Step 3 is the legal shield. You must consult with a cross-border tax specialist to ensure every move is reported correctly to the IRS or CRA. Transparency is your best friend when it comes to the government. When you follow the rules of the treaties, you can sleep soundly knowing your wealth is protected by international law, your legacy, and the next step. At the end of the day, this isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. This is about dignity. It's about having the resources to take care of your health without worrying about the bill. It's about having the freedom to fly your family out for a vacation because you aren't tethered to a high-tax zip code. You have spent your whole life providing for others. Now it is time to provide for yourself. Don't let 30 years of labor disappear into a government black hole because you were too afraid to look at the alternatives. Taxes are a cost of doing business, but you shouldn't be paying a loyalty penalty to a system that isn't serving you. If you could legally reclaim $2,000 every month from the taxman starting today, what is the first thing you would do for your family? Would you take that dream cruise you've been putting off? Or would you put that money into a trust to ensure your grandchildren never have to worry about college tuition? I want you to think about that answer because that is what is at stake here. Financial freedom isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. In my next video, I'm going to go even deeper. I will reveal the top 3 countries that offer a 0% tax rate on foreign pensions specifically for US and Canadian citizens, along with the world-class healthcare systems they provide. Make sure you are positioned to catch that update. Remember, the system works for those who understand it, and it taxes those who don't. It's time to stop paying for mistakes you didn't make. Thank you for your time today. This content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute professional tax or legal advice. Always consult with a qualified specialist before making international financial moves.